Alright, there is a very weird graphical bug with Insane 2. The menu, the splash screen's perfectly fine. As soon as you get into this, it starts displaying some weird stuff. Then lots of random text every time something changes. I can navigate through the menus a little bit. I've tried a bunch of different graphics settings. This doesn't change it. And I can start a race. And at first, like right now, it looked fine. Just a lot of bloom. You notice, yeah, there's a lot of weird graphics stuff going on. Like, it's a little bit like Trackmania Nation when I put it on the shader model PC3, how it does the car kind of just invisible. It's reminding me of that. And a little bit of Dark Places bloom, no textures, non-powers of 2 thing, which makes the bloom bug happen. And because this can run, this is an ATI system. This is the only system that I've experienced those bugs with Trackmania, this Insane 2, and Dark Places. And I mean, this can run other games just fine, like Flat Out and Half-Life and Minecraft and Dark Places without bloom, of course, and Trackmania on the PC2 shaders. As you can see, I can't figure out where I'm going since it's so bright. But just some games have really weird bugs that only happen on this. And I'm thinking this is a textures power 2 thing. So I think the menu elements might be the textures power of 2 might be using textures that aren't powers of 2, because it only looks like menu elements are the thing screwed up, except for bloom, and bloom would probably also be using textures non-powers of 2 as well, because the terrain and the cars and the textures look fine. But you know, it's the terrain. It's absolutely fine. But the menu elements probably don't have power of 2 textures, and that's why they're getting all weird and messed up. And also the bloom and the motion blur probably, and the heat haze probably uses a frame buffer that's not powers of 2. So let me try navigating through these menus. Change off heat haze, motion blur, and I won't be able to do, there's no, yeah, that fixed the massive white parts, but it still has UI text messing up and a little bit of no, actually I don't see any shaders or anything messing up. So it appears that it's using a non-power of 2 frame buffer, and the menu elements and UI elements are using non-powers of 2, which is the only reason why it would ever happen on this computer. Because for some reason it just doesn't like my ATI card on this system just doesn't like textures that aren't powers of 2. I have no idea why. I might be able to fix it by like using GIMP or something to take the menu elements and making them power of two textures. I'm not sure if I can fix it that way, but if I can, that would certainly help. Or using some weird method of doing stuff. I don't know. Now, this isn't it might be a driver problem, but I've tried updating multiple times, and this isn't the only version of the FGLRX that happens on. I mean, the previous versions I've had it on, it's also happened. Well, not in this game, but I've noticed it in Dark Places and Trackmania. So, at least it's playable now without motion blur and heat haze. So, yep, that's a pretty weird bug. But it's definitely a powers of two thing, because it would use, for heat haze and motion blur, definitely use a frame buffer of the whole entire screen. Here, and that's not a power of two. So that's most likely the problem. And like most other games do not have any sort of graphical bugs, but there are a few games that have an odd, the rest of the game runs fine, but then has this odd, weird graphical glitch. So yeah.